be recording now.
Okay, well, hi. This is my first ever video, and I have no idea really what I'm doing, but I guess I just wanted to share my story since, well, I use Facebook and I used to use LiveJournal, but lately, because I have muscular dystrophy, you see in this video, I have extremely limited arm movement. I can't even get them in frame, I don't think, so I can't hardly type anymore. It's because of fascioscapulohumeral, or FSH, muscular dystrophy, and I'm also going blind because of something called OCP, which I forget what that stands for. It's a really long word, and well, my computer's right here. I guess I could look it up while I'm talking, but yeah, I guess I kind of I've seen so many people talk about their interests, struggles, hobbies, etc. on Facebook. Yeah, we're all on YouTube, I should have said. And yet, there's my Adam boy cat, checking out the camera, something new. And he'll probably flash his butt, because that's what cats do. He's named Adam Savage, after the Mythbuster. Because cats are curious, you know. And that was kind of the theme we were going for with Adam and his brother Grant, who's named after Grant Imahara. They're both orange, they're both, you know, they are from the same mother, so they're brothers. I'm not being like, oh, I'm a mommy and these are my fur babies, and they're all like brother and sister. And yeah, if I say they're brother and sister, it's because they are. Ginger is the outlier, Smokey is the sister. I don't know if that made any sense. I'm just kind of rambling, I guess, because I'm a little nervous. This is like I said, my first video. And one of the things you can probably see of the muscular dystrophy right away is I can't really smile. I've been smiling most of this video, but it probably doesn't look like it. Like only the right side of my mouth even really works. I'm trying to smile big. That was one of the things I always hated, was being told, how come you never smile? And I hate that, especially when I am smiling and someone looks at me while I'm smiling and say, why do you never smile? It makes me wish I had the arm strength to punch people in the throat, but you know, it's probably a good thing I have muscular dystrophy, because I'd probably be a very violent person otherwise. But then again, I may not be violent if I were so frustrated by the muscular dystrophy. And Ginger's up here on my desk now too. I don't know if she'll make it into frame. And OCP is the eye disease, ocular citrus. I am a good reader and pronouncer of words, but this is really weird. Ocular cicatricial, cicatricial, C-I-C-A-T-R-I-C-I-A-L, pemphigoid, ocular cicatricial, that's a tough one. There's that, yeah, cicatricial pemphigoid. Basically, it's an autoimmune disease, that means, my immune system is attacking my eyes for no good reason, you know. I guess this is what happens when you try to boost your immune system. It needs something to do. And in this case, it's attacking my eyes. And that means a buildup of scar tissue, which I don't know how to do camera type things yet. Maybe I'll figure it out when oh God, sorry, just looking at the pictures of my future. I'm taking a lot of measures to try and keep them from going blind. Like, I use an ointment in my eyes at night, drops during the day, and I take an immunosuppressive drug called Cellsuct, basically to try and knock my immune system back so it stops attacking my eyes. But one of the weird side effects is, my lower eyelids are kind of getting stuck to my eyeballs, so they get pulled inward when I blink instead of just sliding over my eye, which means my eyelashes get inverted and they scratch my eyes, which does a lot of damage too. I'm sure that sets off my immune system. Trying to fix that, so that's why we have so many ointments and drops for my eyes. And it's not helping any with the being able to see, so it is quite painful. So if some of these videos, or if I make more, or in this video, if you notice anything weird, like my left eye is red or anything like that, that's why it's just constantly red, because it always hurts, because it's being scratched. And boy, and I haven't even gotten into the fun stuff about my big problem, muscular dystrophy. But I guess don't have to do a whole info dump in the first video. I'm just I haven't even said my name. My name's Catherine. Hi. You can call me Kathy or Cat, whatever. I hate when people call me Kath, K-A-T-H. But they do anyway, so, I try not to get too explosively angry about it. Because that just makes them do it more. And I'm 45 and a half. I'll be 46 in July. Been married for 21 years. We just celebrated our anniversary about a month and a half ago. And I've got 4 cats. I've mentioned that before. No, I don't call them fur babies. The 2 oldest are Adam and Grant. Like I said, they're brothers. And then their younger sister, like a year younger, is Smokey. And then Ginger is a stray that was hanging around our house. And she kept trying to come in, and she was so skinny, and she's got a broken tail. Maybe one of these days she'll come and show you the broken tail. It's almost kind of cute. I don't know. I hope it doesn't hurt her. She carries her tail high over her back like a Pomeranian dog. And she's very, very overweight compared to the other cats. I admit it. Because for the last 5 years that we've had her, she's been scared to death of the other cats. They're all like a little pride of lions, or, a clouder of cats, really. But I mean, I think even though Smokey is younger, like, probably still sense that they're related. Like, maybe because they all smell alike, because they came from the same mom, the same house. I don't know. They've always gotten along with her pretty cool. But everyone is, like, turned on Ginger. She's the outlier. Like I said, she's the pariah. Cat is the term I read one time in Cat Fancy. Like, sometimes if you got a bunch of cats, they'll all just decide one is not going to be accepted and gang up on him. But lately she has been getting down on the floor more, running around. She'll do laps around my wheelchair, which is cute. Still, hopefully she'll start taking off weight since she's found life outside of living on my desk. Although right now she's not far from it. She's just over on a bookcase next to it. But, I mean, baby steps, kitty steps. Oh, I guess one of the biggest things about the muscular dystrophy is clear back in late July, early August of 2008, I aspirated on some iced tea. I won't say the brand because I don't want to be smirched, even though I drink it to this day. But I already knew my lungs, if I'm slouching in this video, okay, I'm too many thoughts at once. If I start slouching, it's because just the right side of my body in general is weaker than the left. And so I tend to slouch to the right, and we prop me up with pillows, but eventually, I mean, like right now, my neck is killing me trying to hold it upright. And speaking of neck, like I said, I aspirated on some iced tea, and I've been having breathing problems for quite some time. I mean, I retired from work back in 2003, and even before that, I was seeing my pulmonologist monthly for breathing tests, because he was telling me a tracheostomy was definitely in my future. This kind of muscular dystrophy, the FSH, or some people call it FSHD, they leave out the M for whatever reason. Sucks to be M, I guess. I think that was a pun. But anyway, it affects the skeletal muscles, which on the plus side means it does not affect smooth muscles, like those used in digestion, or cardiac muscles, so it shouldn't affect my heart, unlike, say, limb girdle, which is very similar to this kind of muscular dystrophy, and but it does affect cardiac muscles. However, this has affected just about every, see if I can set up the little, every major muscle group in my body. Oh, look, I am sitting up. Okay. And that includes, you know, muscles that, you know, in school they tell us about how the smooth muscles you don't need to think about. Like, you don't need to think about digesting for to digest. You don't need to think about your heart for it to beat. They do it on their own. But skeletal muscles are the ones that need input from the brain. And then there are those kind of in-between muscles, like the ones that control your blinking and your breathing, which they'll continue to work on their own if you don't think about them. But obviously you can. You can hold your eyes open, hold them shut. You can hold your breath, or you can start panting for whatever reason. I mean, you know, you can control it, but you don't have to think about it all the time. You'll have to remember to breathe. Although I tell myself to remember to breathe a lot. Oh, God, I hope this is picking up my voice, since it's kind of fading out a little already. But anyway, so the point is, that includes the diaphragm, of course, and the trunk muscles. You can't see me motioning with my hands because they're down below the frame, and I can't raise my arms. But I'm motioning to my body, my core, and the diaphragm. And they pump your lungs, of course. And so I knew for years I would need a trach, and I went in monthly for these breathing tests. And my doctor, Dr. Perosa, was great. I am so sad he retired. But we would go over the test results every month, and he would tell me that if they got below a certain result, a certain line, that I was going to have to get that tracheostomy. I couldn't keep putting it off. But I was able to put it off until 2008, until, as I said, I choked on tea, I couldn't breathe, and I was sleeping with a BiPAP machine to help give my lungs a chance to rest. And a BiPAP is like a CPAP, only C in CPAP stands for constant, while bi is bi-level, meaning it would blow air into my lungs, and then it would pause so I could exhale, and then blow air in and pause. So you see the difference. So there's no pauses with a CPAP. And that wouldn't have given me any rest. And the ventilator works pretty much like that too. You can probably hear it humming and whining in the background because everything else is pretty quiet at the moment. The only thing I can hear is the vent. So if you're wondering what the high-pitched whining and all that is, that's what's keeping me alive. So I hope it's not too annoying. Ugh. But yeah, I woke up in the critical care unit with Dr. Prosa pretty much telling me it was do or die time. And so that's when I got the tracheostomy. I spent about 5 weeks in the hospital recovering. A lot of that time I wasn't allowed to talk at all. I knew a little sign language and I could finger spell, but my right hand was already, with muscular dystrophy. I need to back up a little more. One of the things you gotta understand about muscular dystrophy is, bodybuilders will know this, but anyone that knows physiology, but when you exercise to build up muscle, first you have to tear down muscle. They call them micro tears or micro contusions or something like that in bodybuilding. And I'm really self-conscious about how I'm moving my eyes because there's this one YouTuber I like named FizzyPop. Shout out to FizzyPop. Unless that's not her name, in which case I screwed up. But she's really good at she's a psychology student. She reads, books by the CIA to tell people they're lying. And she's always going on about eye movements. And since I'm right-handed, then my logical side of my brain would be the left, and so that's where I would go look to think and remember. And since I am, then the right brain is where you use your imagination. That's your lie factory. And if you say something but shake your head no while you say it, you're lying. And so just all this stuff, I'm trying to look up and close my eyes because I'm thinking and remembering of things that happened over 10 freaking years ago. So, I watch too many reaction videos to make me paranoid. Anyway, the problem with muscular dystrophy is your genes are lacking information on how to build muscle. The genetic code is missing. DNA is made up of proteins. Some of those proteins are missing or damaged. And there are about 40 different kinds of muscular dystrophy, under the big umbrella. The Muscular Dystrophy Association, or MDA for short. They did the Jerry Lewis telethon till they fired Jerry Lewis and then quit doing the telethons. Which is a pity because they did raise a lot of money with those. And I hear they're not even really helping people, individuals, as much as they used to. All the money goes to research, which is great, because I do know at least one person who is on a clinical trial for SMA type 2, I think. Good for her, and maybe someday FSH will get some kind of clinical trial I can qualify for. But that also includes ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, also known as that thing that Stephen Hawking had before he died, which, he was a miracle in so many ways. Not only his incredible intelligence, but his longevity. I mean, look at Lou Gehrig. He was a freaking athlete, and he died in, a couple of years after being diagnosed, I think. I don't know. I've never watched the movie or anything. But, Stephen Hawking kept going. But maybe that's part of the difference, because again, different kinds of muscular dystrophy affect different body parts. I think you have, side effects you wouldn't even think of related to MD, such as hair loss or mental retardation, things like that, So I guess I'm one of the lucky ones, because I have a quote-unquote benign form of MD. It's not going to kill me outright, just, the fact that I'm immobile, so I can't exercise. I already have type 2 diabetes, so I could have a stroke, have a heart attack. It'll kill me that way, but it's not going to kill me directly. Huh? Oh boy, muscular. Okay, I don't remember where I was. Oh yeah, and I did, so, my right hand was shot from years of doing 10-key data entry for the state of Oregon Workers' Comp Board. I miss that job so much, but I had to quit it because I was just in too much pain from my shoulders, arms, trying to carry file folders, I mean, legally, I could say I need an assistant, and have it paid for by insurance or something to follow me around and carry stuff, but that just seems ridiculous. I mean, hey, I don't know if I save taxpayer dollars by retiring or not, but it is what it is. So I had to ruin my right hand so I could still fingerspell and do some simple signing, because I did study sign language for 2 years at Schmeketa. Well, 2 terms, which is only like 6 months. Or I don't even know how long a term is anymore. I'm sorry, I keep closing my eyes. It's just how I think. Now I'm thinking back even further than 10 years. I'm thinking about like 25. God. Time flies so fast. Anyway, so I couldn't talk while I was recovering from the trach, so my sister gave me a white erase board, which was great, except the nurses kept taking it away from me when they would want to, change the bed or reposition me in bed, and then I would try to sign or do something to tell them I wanted it back, and I had no idea what I was talking about. So extremely frustrating time. Eventually I was allowed to talk. Also during that time I was on a liquid diet, which meant I had a rubber hose up my nose. So, yeah, growing up watching Welcome Back, Kotter should have prepared me for that. Thank you, John Travolta. But anyway, that was frustrating too, because I was thirsty all the time. They don't give me anything to drink. It's like the closest I could come to drinking was when they would pour the liquid, whatever, Pedialyte. I don't know, it looked like red Kool-Aid to me, but pour that down my nose and throat, and it was usually cold, so that would kind of make me feel better. And I came home in September, and I did go back into the hospital a couple times for infections, things like that. I just remember the last time I was hospitalized for getting the trach specifically was December 10th of 2008. And I got to stay home for a long time after that. This year has started out really rough. If people follow me on Facebook, you already know that I've been hospitalized twice this year. And I mean, once was just for had some food stuck in my throat. I couldn't get it down. I couldn't get it up. I mean, the food, of course. It's your mind's out of the gutter. But when they did the endoscopy, they couldn't find the food. So perhaps I had coughed it up. Or maybe the bumpy ambulance ride jarred it loose. But either way, you know, they still kept me overnight for observation. But I think, you know, I was bringing up some food, and I was bringing up a lot of phlegm. I know that's gross, but I might have aspirated something then, because I did seem to get sicker, and I got a UTI because they did have to cath me. And the UTI went untreated for a long time because I just felt too sick to go into my doctor's, and I am obviously a larger woman. I'm very immobile. We need a Hoyer lift to transfer me anywhere. My doctor doesn't have one. So, you know, we did what we thought was the easy thing by sending in a sample, I'll just say sample, to the doctor to have the UTI diagnosed, but he diagnosed me with something else and prescribed low blood pressure medication, or high blood pressure medication, you know, medication to lower blood pressure, because it would also prevent kidneys from leaking protein into your urine, which is what he was concerned with. And about 4 to 5 days later, my blood pressure was down to like 80/50, and they said go to the hospital, and by then the UTI was septic. And so I spent about 4 days, I think it was 4 days. Well, you know, checked in on Tuesday, checked out on Friday, but you know, just having intravenous antibiotics pumped into me and all this stuff. And you know, they thought I had, because the ER doctor did hear wheezing in my lungs, and I mentioned that I had a trach change while I was sick. They wanted to do, and it hurt. Everything hurt really, but you know, they took an x-ray of the trach, and they thought they saw a shadow in my, you know, just at the top of my lungs. So they took x-rays of my lungs, and they thought I might have pneumonia, or I might have pleurisy. So they were giving me antibiotics for that. And I had an ultrasound in the hospital, and they did find some liquid on my lungs. Not in, but on. But they said that it was so minor that the risk of sticking a needle in me and draining it off. Since I mentioned that I am immune compromised, first off, just by having a trach, and second, because I'm taking the immunosuppressive drugs. I already have, you know, infections running rampant in my body. And to be honest, I still don't feel so good. I'm seeing the doctor Monday. Oh, it is what it is. As Gilda Radner said, it's always something. But anyway, they said that the risk of sticking a needle in my back to drain off the fluid from the pleurisy, very minor pleurisy, would be a greater risk than just leaving it be and letting my body reabsorb it naturally. Oh, I'm so out of breath. I do want to mention weight loss a little bit in this. I am using MyFitnessPal. If you, I guess I'll put links to whatever I want you to look at below. I gave myself the calories of 1,500 because I do want to take off some weight, and one of the over-the-counter things I looked at said to lose a pound a week I should eat 1,700 calories. And to lose 2 pounds a week, which would be extreme, would be 1,200. But so I settled for 15, and it some days I go over, but usually not by a lot. I'm usually in the range of 1,700, so you know, fingers crossed. Again, it's hard to lose weight when you can't exercise. And there's no way to weigh me, really. I mean, I don't know how to get weighed. I only get weighed when I'm in the hospital because the beds have scales built into them. So I'll just say, you know, as of January 15th, when I was last hospitalized, my starting weight is 275, and I'm 5 foot 6 inches tall, although I feel so much shorter in the wheelchair because like people who are only like 5'2" tower over me. I forget how tall I really am, but I haven't stood in over 10 years. Well, I've really rambled, and I probably have not been half as funny or clever as I wanted to be, but hopefully maybe a little informative about just stuff, you know, muscular dystrophy, my life, maybe this eye thing. I don't even want to talk about the diabetes. Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen a diabetic counselor / nutritionist, and I did get a referral to see one like last year or the year before, and I put it off because every time it's like, I mean, it's so hard to change. It is hard to change, and I know, but I do, I mean, there are things I try to remember and try to hold to, like she wanted me to have 45 grams of carbs per meal. Now I know people who are on keto or other very low carb meals, so probably like right now their heads are exploding, like 45 per meal, you should only have 45 per day. But I mean, I've heard of the keto flu where your body adjusts to the lower carbs and it takes like a week, but I mean, trust me, if I start drastically lowering my carbs, well, maybe with a doctor, I don't know. I would really need to be supervised. I would want a doctor checking me like every day, like coming to my house and checking me, because one day of too low carbs means I wake up the next day with my blood sugar, I mean, below 75 is supposed to be bad, and I wake up with it like at 65, 60, 50, 41. One morning I woke up with it at 40. So if you look at my Fitness Pal and you see like, oh my god, she had 2 Jolly Ranchers and Gatorade and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for breakfast. She had all of her carbs and half her calories in one meal. Yeah, it's because I woke up with my blood sugar like at 40 or 50, and I was sweating and shaking and heart racing and just felt like I was dying, you know, and I needed that blood sugar. I needed the carbs. That's, I mean, you know, that's diabetes. So I really don't want any diet advice, and this isn't really meant to be a diet vlog. Although, if I do manage to get weighed, and it turns out I'm below 275, again, fingers crossed, I will for sure tell you. I'll be like, woohoo, yay! But yeah, my belly is really big. I do know that because my digestion. Oh, I'm poking myself in the belly right now. Again, you can't see everything I'm doing because I can't raise my arms very high. But it is very big because also my digestion is just bad. You need to be able to get up, stand, and walk and run to digest your food properly. So I have a lot of issues with that. I mean, I had the endoscopy because in January, because I choked on or had some food got on my throat. It felt like I was having a meal. I was having supper like 7:30 p.m. and it was like the first or second bite of my food where it felt like food got stuck in my throat. Yeah, when they did the endoscopy, the doctor said that I've had a lot of food in my throat, or not throat, my stomach. I had a lot of food in my stomach, but I hadn't eaten since, 2 p.m. for that day for lunch. And the endoscopy was done around 11 p.m. I had to wait forever in the waiting room, because you know how waiting rooms are. Not waiting rooms, ER. I mean, I was like below priority, because I obviously wasn't choking at that moment. And there were other people with worse problems. So, anyway, bad digestion. And, what kind of problems that leads to. So, I guess I want to stop before this becomes like way TMI. But, if you have any questions about muscular dystrophy or OCP or anything, leave a comment. I really don't know where I'm going with this. I don't do a whole lot. I sit in my house and then I don't even really move around my house, because that means dragging the vent around and plugging it in different places, and the house is kind of small, so I don't have a lot of access to things. In fact, you're probably seeing more of my kitchen right now behind me than I've seen all year. I have no idea what's going on back there. I hope it's not too messy. I can't really see in the viewfinder what all's going on, but my caregivers and Joel do a pretty good job of keeping the place tidy, so that helps. I guess I didn't mention that I do have a lot of caregivers. I have 2 daytime caregivers, and then in the evening when Joel gets home from work, I have him and a swing shift caregiver, and then I have a graveyard shift caregiver while Joel's here sleeping to, help him out so he can get as much sleep as possible. And then on the weekends, Joel's mom is the graveyard caregiver, and then I've got a daytime caregiver, but a daytime caregiver, so it's her and Joel. And then I don't have a swing shift caregiver because I've run out of hours for that. The state, Medicare, Medicaid, whatever, only allows X number of hours per person. Because of my condition, my special case, I still don't think I said everything about the trach I meant to. All these hoses around my neck. Oh, look, I can see my hands are raising the hoses up. Hello. Oh. It's exhausting. I'm exhausted already just from talking. You're probably exhausted already from listening. I do want to give some shout outs to people who really did inspire me to want to start vlogging. First off, Physic. I enjoy his vlogs. Zachary Michael, who basically told me get off my butt and get a camera. I want to vlog, which, I did finally. And Michael B. Petty. And Kicking Geese. She is great. FizzyPop. Oh man. I hope that's her name. I spend more time listening to her talk than just looking at her name, but she's really cool too. You know, shout outs to all of you. And for just making me think that this is something I could do or wanted to do. Dishonorable mentions. Because you might notice most of these vloggers, okay, all these vloggers are reaction vloggers, kinda. So dishonorable mentions are the people they react to, who also inspired me though in their own special ways to want to vlog, and that'd be like Greg Onision Jackson, Chantal, Foodie Beauty. Oh, I'll say what Zachary says. Foodie Booty, Marie, and AmberLynn Reid. I can't get enough of you guys. Thank you. And thank you if you've made it this far in the video. I hopefully will come up with more stuff to talk about. I do kind of want to make some reaction to Amber Reid videos, just because there's so much about her that frustrates me. You know, she started her quote-unquote weight loss vlog at 360 pounds, and she now weighs 560 pounds or more. You know, she doesn't stick to anything, and it's frustrating to me as a person. This is where I get raw. It's frustrating to me as a person who is literally stuck in this prison of a body. This body that does not move. This wheelchair that can hardly move because I'm tied down to a vent that is very hard to move. In a house that's very hard to move in. In a van that I don't like to ride in very much because it throws me around and is exhausting and hurts my body. So I really only go out to go to doctor appointments. I mean, thank goodness I have one of those like every single week, or else I would never go outside. I mean, jeez Louise. I'm trapped in prison, and I used to be able to draw. It was my dream to go to. That's so dumb. It was my dream to go to art school and get a job at Marvel Comics drawing X-Men, which was my favorite, you know, and I can't draw anymore because I can't hold a pencil. I can barely scrawl my name. I can't read comics anymore because my eyesight is so bad. I mean, it was a big part of my life. I mean, it's gone. I mean, oh God. Creation-wise, enjoyment-wise. Oh. And I grew up at Valley Junction, out there by the Spirit Mountain Casino. You know, pretty local folk who are watching. And, you know, I lived on that last gravel road on the left. Before you cross the bridge and get to the casino. They practically built the casino in my backyard. So, if you know what a casino is, you know where I used to live. And I loved taking walks up and down that road, or walking the dog up and down the road. I remember the first time I really tried to lose weight, you know. That was one of the things I did, was take a little dog Daisy up and down the road, because you jiggle that leash and say go for a walk, and she'd just go nuts, you know. She loved it. I love making her happy. I loved riding my bike up and down the road. I loved swimming in the creek. I loved swimming in the pool on the road there, the Round Creek Pool Club with Grandma Mickey, you know. It's all been taken away. You know, look at AmberLynn and Foodie Booty, Chantal, and they could lose the weight. They're so big. All they gotta do is stop eating frickin' mukbangs. Mukbangs are the worst Asian import since. I'm trying to think of something stereotypical from the past that people hated. I don't know. Hentai. And if you don't know what hentai is, you're lucky. Well, let's just say mukbangs, you know, it's a Korean fad. People, and we watch Koreans do it, and they look almost kind of amazing because they spread out all this food that looks so good. I mean, Asian food always just looks healthier than American food anyway. There's a lot of vegetables, there's a lot of fish, a lot of chicken, you know, I mean, there are noodles and rice, but still, you know, and basically mukbang, and it's Korean, from what I understand, for food broadcast, roughly. And it's because people are becoming so isolated that they prepare an entire meal, something that would feed probably a family of 4, and they sit down in front of a camera much like this with all their food spread out before them, and they talk to the camera, have a conversation, and gorge themselves on food. However, in America, mukbangers, I don't know what the proper term is. I guess in Korea they call themselves they call themselves broadcast jockeys. And I don't know what that would be in Korean. I'm just gonna say mukbanger. The American mukbangers will just like go to McDonald's or Taco Bell and get like 2 or 3 or 10 or whatever of everything they like, and just, you know, gorge on all this fatty junk food, and it's gross to watch. I don't like watching other people eat. I don't like watching their mouths chew. I don't like listening to them chew. You're never ever gonna see me eat anything, let alone do a mukbang. I think a mukbang would kill me. I don't know, I could breathe. Even with the vent, I think the vent would probably overheat and die. I mean, so AmberLynn wants to lose weight. She's almost 600 pounds, and she shows all these horrible symptoms related to obesity and early onset of diabetes and heart disease and sleep apnea, all these things, and yeah, you know, and she'll complain. She'll complain about how much her body hurts. She'll complain about how she can't find cute clothes for, you know, an almost 600-pound person. How she makes $10,000 a month on YouTube ad revenue. And she eats out 2 or 3 times a day. She shops at Walmart every day. She buys junk every day. She eats candy and crap every day. And then she wonders why she gains 7 pounds a day. How she gained 200 pounds in 2 years. I don't know. Doing 3 Taco Bell mukbangs a week. Anyway, so I do have I have contempt and disgust for Foodie, Beauty, and AmberLynn Reid. To be honest, most people say, "Oh, I just want the best for them. I don't want them to be unhealthy. I don't want them to die." Well, I don't either. But at the same time, I want them to wake the hell up and realize if they just went out and walked their dog around the block 2 or 3 times a day, if they just stood up and endured the pain. Whatever happened to enduring pain? I have to endure pain just to live, and these people won't even endure pain long enough to cook a healthy meal. Instead, they got to get in their car and drive across the street to Walmart to buy microwavable crap. And then they can cry about their pain. Whatever. Okay, that got too much. I do need to stop. If you hung in with me this long, the secret word is avocado. I got that from someone else, Put that down in the comments to let me know if you made it to the end. And maybe I'll talk to you again soon. We'll see. I would kind of like to do a daily vlog, just like, this is my day, and if you are bored of it because all I do is like sit here and ramble, that's my day. I'm just showing you the reality. This is the unglamorous side. I don't do cute makeup. My hair's a mess because I was wearing headphones earlier, and we just kind of Joel moved around a bit with his fingers afterwards after he took the headphones off. We washed it last night. It's brushed. It's clean. I'm clean. I take bed baths every day, and I take, the hair will probably become an issue. You'll see how much I hate having my hair washed because it is such a process. So, ironically, people who knew me in high school, when I always wore a baseball cap, which the real reason I always wore a baseball cap was so I could hide under the brim and not look anyone in the eye because I was scared to death of everyone. Because a lot of y'all were jerks. Yeah, just were. I wasn't just fat and clumsy. I have a genetic muscular wasting disease. Some of you just had to be assholes. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of one person in particular. But, or 2, or 10, I don't know. Now I'm definitely getting too raw. I need to stop. So again, thank you. Secret word, avocado. Comment below. Show me some kind of love. I don't have very many people come visit me, honestly, but if it weren't for my sister and my Uncle Harold and Aunt Mary and my caregivers and my nurse and my respiratory therapist, I wouldn't get a whole lot of visitors. I still don't get a whole lot of visitors. So, that's another thing. If you live in this area, I'm in Dallas, Oregon, near Salem, go ahead and stalk me. Please stalk me. I'm so lonely. So, I don't sit and talk like this a whole lot. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, social media in the comments below, or in the, links below in the description box. I almost called it the Christ box because I watch too much Creationist Cat. I should give shout outs to other people I like besides vloggers, but I've been addicted to vloggers right now. Maybe when the pendulum swings back over to the people like Logic and Antimatter2525, I'll give them shout outs. Oh wait, I think I just did. Well, I guess that's it for now. I always have trouble saying bye, even on the phone, so I guess I'll just say bye. Au revoir. Adios. Toodles. Hey Joel.